comes to a situation where obviously that's not – we're going to move him around a lot of places. You know, I mean, is he going to line up back there some? I mean, yeah, I mean, that's obvious now at this point. But, I mean, we're you know, we're not going to abandon him playing receiver by any stretch.
How much does the run game, or how much did the run game open up the pass? When you saw Oklahoma having to commit a little bit more because of what Tavon was doing, did you see more opportunities open up deeper downfield?
Yeah, there were some open up, but I mean, it wasn't like we were wide open. I mean, it's man coverage, and so we knew going into that game that we were going to have to make plays with people close to us, and that didn't change. You know, I mean, regardless of who was out there or who was running the ball. You know, we're still going to have to make plays in man coverage versus Oklahoma. Now, the benefit to what we were doing was, you know, the safety couldn't rally and help him. He was a little late getting there, you know. So, I mean, you know, obviously it helped. When you run the ball that effective, you know, they have to respect it, you know, and that's why play action was better. You know, play action's good. But play action doesn't make the corner bite down. The corner's playing man, regardless of what's going on. And so, you know, we had to make plays with people covering us, and we did, even on the wheel route to Tavon. I mean, we made plays in that game that we hadn't been making in weeks prior, and that's just the way it is. I don't know why that's the case. But.
How much of it do you think was the element of surprise, that they just weren't prepared for it and couldn't adjust to it? Is there something to that, or was it just his night?
I mean, the element of surprise would be, I mean, surprise is basically if I walk up behind you and scare you, I surprise you. If I do it 10 seconds after that, you're probably not going to be surprised because I just did it, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think there was an element of surprise at the beginning of the game when we lined Tavon up in the backfield. After that snap, it shouldn't have been an element of surprise because we just did it, you know? And so they have opportunities to adjust, and they did. They did some things to adjust, but the way they played defense with man coverage and the way people were in space, it was tough on them. And so did they have an answer for it? I mean, obviously they didn't. And so, you know, it was a good day for him. And so, you know, but, you know, it's all about, I mean, if they would have made a drastic change, then we would have had to have adjusted to that, you know. I don't know what that drastic change could have been, but, you know, really and truly it was, you know, it was a remarkable performance, no doubt. I mean, it was the best I've ever seen, not one of them. I mean, it's the best performance that a lot of people's ever seen, so.
How much do you have to worry about wear and tear with Tavon and kind of limit him? I mean, it's got to be tempting to go to him as much as you can, but Dana said earlier today, kind of restraining yourself and his touches.
Well, I mean, if you look at Saturday, I mean, I think he carried it 21 times and he caught, what?
4, I think.
4 balls. You know, so he got the ball 25 times out of 90 plays, which is, you know, that's a good amount. But, I mean, that's about, you know, other people have to make plays too. I mean, it's just, you know, if you look at the way the game unfolded, you know, Stedman had a good game too. And so, you know, those two people played well. You know, we need other people to step up and make plays, obviously, too. Because, I mean, it's going to come a point where those guys have to make plays.
What about what Iowa State does? Does that lend to some of the same things you were able to do?
You know, it's a different style defense. Iowa State's more of a zone defense than a man. You know, although they will play man when you get in certain parts of the field. And so I don't know what their plan is going to be, to be honest with you. I mean, we're going to have to see how the game unfolds. And, you know, obviously we'll go in with – we're not going to go in with the same exact plan we had last week, obviously. But, I mean, we're going to utilize them in every different way we can. And so we'll see how it unfolds, and we'll try to counter whatever.
Shannon, how does Tavon practice? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to – I understand he probably plays fast, stuff like that.
No, I mean,
but like you give him running back reps, like
yeah. I mean, whatever we do, whatever you see us do in the game is exactly what we do at practice.
Yeah. Is it any different for him these past 2 weeks than it was the first?
Well, obviously he wasn't running any running back for the first part of the season. You know, that was a decision we made in the game planning stages of the Oklahoma game, was to put him at running back some and see how it went.